On November 14th, 2024, a commercial satellite passing over the East Antarctic ice sheet captured something that wasn't supposed to be there. A thermal signature, geometric, massive. And according to 3 independent analysts who've since gone silent, impossible. Within 72 hours, the image was scrubbed from public databases. The coordinates? Reclassified under National Security Protocol 7 Alpha, but we have the footage. And what it reveals about installation Threshold-9 will make you question everything you've been told about the frozen continent, because beneath 2 miles of ice, something is running. Something that requires more power than a city of 50,000 people, and the men who know what it is have been disappearing. December 1st, 1959. 12 nations signed the Antarctic Treaty in Washington, D.C. On paper, it's a landmark agreement dedicating the continent to peaceful scientific research. No military bases, no weapons testing, complete transparency, but there's a clause, Article 7, Section 3. It permits any observer designated by a contracting party to conduct inspections, but only with 24 hours advance notice. In Antarctica, where the nearest human settlement can be 800 miles away, 24 hours is an eternity. Enough time to hide anything, enough time to sanitize everything, and according to Dr. Rebecca Voss, a glaciologist who worked at McMurdo Station from 2019 to 2022, that's exactly what happens. In a leaked audio recording obtained by our team, Voss describes routine ice protocol drills, where entire sections of research facilities would be placed off-limits hours before international inspections. Equipment moved, personnel relocated to temporary surface camps. She describes seeing convoy vehicles marked with no national insignia traveling in formations towards Sector 17Q, a region 340 kilometers inland that officially doesn't exist on any scientific charter. When Voss tried to report her observations through official channels, her contract was terminated. She returned to the United States in March 2023. 4 months later, she disappeared from her home in Boulder, Colorado. Her last text message, sent to her sister at 3:47 a.m., contained only coordinates and 3 words: "They're already here." And then there's the transmission. On January 8th, 2024, ham radio operators across South America picked up a signal, frequency 4,625 kilohertzes, the same frequency used by the Russian military's UVB-76 station, known as the Buzzer. But this wasn't coming from Russia. Triangulation placed it deep in East Antarctica. For 11 minutes, the broadcast looped. A voice, male, speaking in what linguists later identified as a constructed language with no terrestrial origin. Then, in perfect English, 4 words cut through the static. Threshold has been crossed. The transmission ended. It is never repeated. The FCC classified all recordings as spurious omissions and threatened legal action against anyone distributing the audio. But we have it, and when you hear it, you'll understand why they don't want you to. Installation Threshold-9, also known as Deep Ice Facility Omega, in declassified NSA documents from 1987. Construction began in 1961, just 2 years after the Antarctic Treaty was signed. Official records list it as a climate research station operated jointly by the United States and Norway, but the power consumption tells a different story. In 2018, a data leak from the Antarctic Infrastructure Monitoring Program revealed energy usage at the Threshold-9 coordinates exceeding 750 megawatts during winter months. For context, that's enough to power every home in Seattle. In a region where temperatures drop to -80 degrees Fahrenheit, where the nearest coast is 600 miles away. What could possibly require that much power? The installation is buried beneath the ice at a depth of 2.3 kilometers. That's 7,500 feet, deeper than most diamond mines. Access is achieved through a vertical shaft system designated Echo Tango 7, which requires specialized pressure-sealed transport pods to prevent catastrophic decompression. According to a maintenance engineer who worked on the site in 2017 and spoke to us on condition of total anonymity, the facility consists of at least 9 subterranean levels. The deepest, level Omega, extends into the bedrock beneath the ice. He described massive circular chambers, the walls lined with what he called geometric arrays, crystalline structures that hummed at frequencies below human hearing. When we asked what they were studying down there, his answer was immediate: not studying, listening. He refused to elaborate. 2 weeks after our interview, his apartment was found empty, his belongings untouched. His employer, a defense contractor called Teledyne Sigma Systems, claimed he never existed in their personnel database. In March 2023, a photograph appeared on an encrypted message board used by whistleblowers. The metadata had been stripped, but digital forensics placed its origin within 50 kilometers of Threshold-9. The image shows a corridor, ice walls reinforced with titanium support beams, and at the end of that corridor, a door, circular, 30 feet in diameter. The metal is black, non-reflective, and covered in markings that don't match any known alphabet. 3 figures in hazmat suits stand before it for scale, but it's what's behind them that stops your breath. And on the ice wall, scratched deep into the surface, handprints, hundreds of them, overlapping, desperate. And according to forensic analysis, made from the inside, the post was deleted within 6 hours, but the image had already spread. When we attempted to verify its authenticity with glaciologists, 5 refused to comment. The 6th told us off the record, "If that's from where I think it is, you need to stop asking questions." We did. To understand Threshold-9, we have to go back to Operation Deep Freeze, January 1956. The United States launches the largest Antarctic expedition in history. Officially, it's to establish research stations and support the International Geophysical Year. But declassified CIA memos from 1973 reveal a secondary objective: investigation of anomalous geological formations detected by Navy reconnaissance flights in 1947. Those flights, part of Operation High Jump, covered over 60% of the Antarctic coastline. Admiral Richard Byrd, who led the expedition, gave a press conference upon his return. His exact words, recorded in a March 1947 interview with Chilean press: "It is necessary for the USA to take defensive actions against enemy air fighters which come from the polar regions. Enemy fighters from the polar regions." In 1947, 3 years before the Korean War, who was the enemy? Byrd's diaries, partially released through FOIA requests in 1996, describe encounters with craft of unknown origin and land masses that should not exist. He was debriefed for 6 weeks and forbidden from discussing his findings. He died in 1957. The official cause was heart failure. He was 68. But here's what they don't tell you. In 1958, just months after Byrd's death, seismic surveys detected a massive void beneath the ice near the Soviet Vostok station. The void measured 250 kilometers long and 50 kilometers wide. It was designated Lake Vostok, explained as a subglacial lake formed by geothermal heat. Convenient. But in 2012, Russian drilling teams reached the lake's surface, core samples were taken, and then nothing. Complete media silence. The drilling operation was suspended. Personnel were rotated out. And according to a logistics coordinator who worked at Vostok, a joint US-Russian team arrived within 72 hours, established a restricted perimeter, and began construction of a permanent facility. They called it the Vostok Deep Access Laboratory, but the locals had another name for it, Threshold Station. The original, Threshold-9, came later. Built directly above something they found beneath the lake, something that's been there, frozen and waiting, for longer than human civilization. So what is Threshold-9 really doing? According to a classified budget allocation document leaked in 2021, the facility receives funding under a black project designated Archive Resonance. The description is minimal. Deep electromagnetic research and containment protocol development. Containment, not research. Containment. In September 2024, seismologists detected unusual activity near the threshold. 9 coordinates, not earthquakes, pulses, rhythmic. Every 43 hours, a low-frequency vibration radiates from beneath the ice. Detectors as far as South Africa have picked it up. The pattern is mathematical, deliberate, and it's accelerating. The November satellite thermal signature? It appeared exactly 43 hours after the previous pulse. Whatever is down there, it's waking up. And the people who built Threshold-9 aren't trying to study it. They're trying to keep it asleep. The question is, for how much longer? Installation Threshold-9 exists. The evidence is undeniable. What they're hiding beneath 2 miles of Antarctic ice is still unknown, but the signals are clear, the pulses are real, and the people who know the truth are vanishing. If you've worked in Antarctic research, if you've seen something at these installations that didn't make sense, reach out, securely. We're listening, because whatever they found down there, it's been waiting a very, very long time. And now, it knows we're here. This is Shadow Frequency. Stay vigilant. And remember, not all ice preserves the past. Some of it keeps it buried for a reason.